Ladies and gentlemen, will you please give a huge welcome to the stage your host and compere, Mr. Dave Chawner!
So much for coming, guys. Welcome to the Beat Comedy Gala. Tonight we are all here to raise money for the charity Beat, to raise awareness of eating disorders and also to celebrate the 25th anniversary. So thank you so much for coming along. And before we kick off, give yourselves a round of applause for supporting. Well done, guys. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, hello. My name is Dave. I am your host and compere for tonight. So it's my job to introduce the acts, to get you warmed up and to make sure we all have fun. Because we're going to have fun, right? Yeah. Yes, we are. Now, I know in a lot of comedy clubs, the compere comes on, takes the piss out of the front row. I'm very friendly. I'm not going to do that. I'll never take the piss out of the front row. So hello, a lovely back row. No, I'm not. You can't be intimidated by me, right? I'm not like butch or tough. I'll be honest. I don't even have a strong bladder. Let's be honest. Like, if you saw me in the street, you're not going to think, "Whoa, alpha male." Much more likely to think, "Oh, vegetarian." And you would be right. Like, I recently turned veggie. There are certain things that I miss, right? Like respect. And have we got any veggies in, by the way? Oh, look at that. They're all too weak to properly cheer. Like, I did a gig recently in Lincoln, right? I did a gig and I said to a bloke, "How long have you been veggie, mate?" Put up his hand, he went, 2 hours. So you're not vegetarian if you didn't go to Nando's at lunch. Right, but it's weird because when I made the change, right, I went to Spain. Now, I didn't realise this. If you go to Spain as a vegetarian, it's a bit like going to Cadbury World as a diabetic. Right, they just don't get it. And we were in a restaurant. I said to the woman, "You got any non-meat options?" Right, she looked at me like I'd shit in the till. I said, "I'm really sorry, right, have you got any non-meat options?" She just looked at me and she went, "We got duck." I was like, "Well, that is still meat, right?" And then she said one of the most beautiful things I've ever heard. She just went, "Well, it swims. It's part fish." There's a kind of logic there, isn't it? Because genuinely doing this gig means a lot to me. This is a very personal thing. It's wonderful to be here because as a teenager, I used to be anorexic, right? So I used to have anorexia. You know, everyone needs a hobby. You're looking at me like, was he or wasn't he? And you're still staring at me like, is he or isn't he gay? Well, I'm not. Like, I know I'm not like, a lot of people are like, but I'm not, I'm just, hey! What I'm saying is, I'm not gay, right? I'm as surprised as you. So's my boyfriend. But it's a weird thing, right? Because, as I say, I'm not very butch. And kind of, my mum once described me as like the daughter she'd always wanted, right? It's well harsh on my sister. But like anorexia is a big problem, right? It's affected people like Kelly Clarkson, Lily Allen, Victoria Beckham. Huge problem. It's responsible for a lot of shit music. And I asked my housemate, do you know any famous male anorexics? He just looked at me and, Gandhi? It's like, no, mate, right? Because men are much more likely to get bulimia. That's another thing. Men are much more likely to get bulimia. Like, for example, Elton John was bulimic, right? So Rocket Man, it's all about salad. And don't fucking groan that shit. Strap in. Because I did a show about this. Because I did a show, and it's really hard to try and make people laugh about eating disorders. Because I don't want to like offend anyone. I don't want to take the piss, right? And we did a show. We'd done a tour, right? We did a show at the Leicester Comedy Festival, and it was the first show that we'd done. And one of the reviews said that a bit that I did on bulimia was too gag heavy, right? It's like saying a show about domestic violence lacks punchlines, right? And it's really good because like Beat actually supported the tour, right? And it was great. And we just went up to Edinburgh. Now, while we're going up to Edinburgh, there's loads of emails been flying back and forth. And I realised I needed to send Cheryl at Beat an email. And we're sitting on a packed train and I pulled a pen out of my pocket and wrote on the back of my hand to remind myself, Beat Cheryl. You can imagine what the bloke next to me thought, right? In his mind, this is just some really lazy domestic abuse, right? But I was in a really cheeky mood, so I just looked at him and went, she deserves it. Because I'm a media representative as well for Beat, so it means that I do all the interviews for like TV, newspaper and press and stuff. It was great. I did one recently for The Guardian. It was on the topic of male anorexia. And I didn't realise they've coined this phrase, manorexia. Right, it's just a shit word, like manorexia, like, just sounds like the world's shittest superhero. Like, you've got, like, manorexia, and bulimia boy, taking on the world 1 calorie at a time. Like, oh no, it's our evil nemesis, it's carbohydrate. Got their sidekick, lack of iron, man. He wouldn't do anything, he'd just faint, you know. Is he an enemy? No, he's anemic. Hey, there it is. Anyway, I've warned you. You seem like well excited. You excited about tonight? Yeah, you bloody well are. Guys, you are very much right. Before we kick off with the night, a couple of things we've got to do. Firstly, there is going to be an interval where you can go to the bar and grab a drink. Now, we have got some of the best stand-up in the UK, but I can guarantee the more you drink, the funnier the show will be, right? Secondly, if you do want to turn off your phones, that way they won't interrupt the show. And finally, we've got some great acts doing some amazing material tonight. Really, really excited about tonight. They're all awesome. But it's a proven fact that the more you laugh, the more you clap, the better the acts will be. Is that a deal? Yes, my friends. Right, without further ado, let's kick off. It's an absolute pleasure to have her here. If you've been watching Mock the Week and Live at the Apollo, you'll be very familiar with this girl's incredible talent. So please put your hands together, raise the roof, go wild and crazy, and please welcome Catherine Ryan!